What's up, everyone, and welcome to Girl You Know What podcast. I am Danielle.
And I'm Keisha.
And let's just go ahead and, we'll break the ice. How was your week? Hardly know, but...
After we just said this to each other,
Right.
We're alive.
We're alive, that's
and
it.
He has seen yet fit to wake us up one more day. So
that's it, and I'm grateful enough. That's enough for me, so...
And that's it.
That's it. Oh,
so let's get into
it, girl. So first, we're just going to get directly into the story. Now, I'm sure plenty of people who follow urban pop culture, urban media, things like that, have heard about this. But Funky Dineva, who, in his own right, legend in the field that he's in, I'm going to give him his flowers for that. Well, no. Let me preface.
I didn't say nothing. I just laughed
because I got some issues, but I'm gonna preface this because Funky Dineva, Love B. Scott, Zim Van Adams, Cadillac Kimberly, The Scorpion Show. I mean, I can go on and on and on.
Oh yeah,
about people who have paved the way for video vloggers, and most of them, Kid Fury, he's probably one of the most successful. Him and Funky Dineva and B. Scott are probably.
Kid Fury is the one to read.
Yeah, and he's writing.
I hear this name, and it's so funny because when I realized he was Kid Fury, I was like, why did I always think Kid Fury was a rapper?
I know he does got a rapper name. That's funny.
I never thought that is who he was.
Yeah. And, so they took starting doing YouTube videos and catapulted into a career that, has put them on,
sustain them over
exactly. The years. So, Funky Dineva,
that being said,
very controversial. Definitely doesn't shy away from speaking his mind. He comes at men, women, it doesn't matter. But the field that he's in, he does talk more about women, which a lot of them do. Okay. So.
Now that's a whole nother episode.
That's why I wanted to. Yeah.
You imitate, you hate.
Because we're going to get into a little bit of that because.
My God. Okay.
Okay. So this past week, on his show with Claudia Jordan and Al Reynolds, TGI Friday on Fox Soul, they brought up that there was a rumor out that, excuse me, I'm sorry, y'all, that Halle Bailey is rumored to be pregnant. She hasn't confirmed it. Her boyfriend hasn't confirmed it. And even her sister Chloe, who ended up being... who ended up being the other part in this story. It ended up getting off of Halle, even though that's who it started with.
Right.
But anyway, so Chloe, people were saying, that when the rumor came out that she could possibly be pregnant, people don't like her boyfriend. I don't know who this child is. His name's DDG. I couldn't tell you if he's a rapper, an athlete. I don't know what this child...
I feel like my best friend said that he is a rapper. But he's sense. Like a D-list rapper. I feel like he's not very popular. Okay. But she sent me one of his maybe a post from his Instagram page. And I mean, to me, it's like the typical social media post, and they have already taught us that we can't trust anything these people say because y'all rent private jets to just sit on the tarmac and take pictures.
Exactly.
So he was on a jet, showing his watch, and I'm like, but what song do you have?
Right? Who are you?
Money to make people believe that you own a jet or you rent private jets.
It's all about purping. Nobody takes these new rappers seriously. And that's the thing. Like you said, he's a D-list rapper. I didn't even know what that child did. So makes sense that he's a rapper. Okay, I get that.
It came out of a lineup, if you want me to be honest.
I mean, that part. So, a
looks like braids,
so a lot of people,
twists.
girl, I mean the same thing. I mean, he looks like he stinks, typical, So, the look that they like these days. So, a lot of people don't like him for her. They feel like he's going to bring her down. He's not good enough for her, because her career is going this way and still people don't know who this child is. So, anyway, all that being said, this rumor coming out, people were, making comments about Hallie, and all this other stuff. And her sister, of course, Chloe Bailey, came to her defense and was basically telling people to leave her alone and let her just live her
Right,
life and just basically just coming to your sister's defense. Nothing's wrong with that
right.
at all. That's what you're supposed to do. So Funky Dineva gets on his show. They bring up this topic because, of course, that's what they do, like we do. They talk about celebrity
Right.
things that happen, current events, whatever. Funky Dineva basically just read Chloe. And a lot of people don't really care for Chloe, which I don't understand. But he called her ugly, which I mean, girl, pot meat kettle. He said that she's very lame and inauthentic. Those were the two main words that he used.
Huh?
And yeah, he just basically just said that she's just not a good person. She just needs to mind.
Okay.
Go
I am
ahead,
a
go
person.
ahead.
I am a person who likes to look at the totality of something.
Right.
So what we have here, if we just remove names, faces, and people, we have, excuse me, names and faces.
Mm-hmm.
We have a young lady who is rumored to be pregnant with a baby.
Right.
We have a sister coming to the defense of said young lady.
Mm-hmm.
Now, all she says is, hey, this is my sister's life. Like,
Right.
basically, this is, she's just living her life in private. She's not bothering anybody.
Mm-hmm.
And here we have audacity, because
Oh,
that's all he is a big,
ball.
good Lord Jesus. I had to find it. I'm
Yeah, we'll
sorry,
just
Lord.
say a big ball of
All we
audacity.
have here is a big ball of audacity
Mm-hmm.
to say that she's ugly, she's inauthentic, as you stand dressed as a woman
I
with
mean,
red lipstick on.
right.
And we're speaking about authenticity. You are not authentically you. So I don't know how you can judge a person's authenticity.
Right.
And then how you have the litigated nerve to talk about a person's looks. Are you actually serious right now, Quentin? Because ain't that his name?
Yeah, Quentin Latham.
Quentin, you can't. This has to be a joke. This had to be something you said for clicks.
And it possibly was. I'm sure most of it
Because I'm
was.
not about to sit here and believe you looked at this girl and said, girl, because you ugly,
I
out your
mean,
mouth, out your ugly ass face.
right.
Like, girl, these men be crazy.
Crazy as hell.
They be literally crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And it used to be, and I'm about to say something that's so controversial. Oh, Lord. I love everybody. It used to be a point that the gay guys and the girls could get along.
Mm-hmm.
You always see a gay guy with a little baddie as his best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all hate the baddies now. Like, what is that about? Y'all be hating on the cute girls.
I don't understand.
Y'all weird.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all weird.
I don't know where all that came from.
What do I always say? Baby, you cannot talk about me and need me out the same mouth.
Exactly.
I don't know how y'all do that.
Right. And we talked about that on the show. Like, recently it's been a lot of back and forth and a lot of drama between straight, we'll just say basically heterosexual black women and gay black men. It's been a lot of stuff
Wow, it's terrible.
going on. You know what I mean? And I just don't.
And I grew up around gay black men. My mother
Right.
was a cosmetologist.
Yeah.
And I'm about to be 44. She's been doing hair for 45 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've been around gay black men, been some of my mother's best friends.
But that shows the generation, though.
Y'all different, though.
Because let me tell you, when we were coming up, our age, and we were going to the clubs and, going to the balls and everything like that. The older queens, which are the gay black men, they embraced everybody. That's why they're called house mothers. Even if they don't do drag, even if they don't carry themselves as women, they always had that motherly
Right.
vibe. That's why they're called house mothers. They're not trying to be women. They don't dress. Majority of them don't dress like women if they don't do drag, if they're not in drag. And drag is just a hobby. It's not a way of life. So people need to realize there's a difference between cross dressing and drag. That's a whole nother show, though.
Mm-hmm.
But even today, like these gay men that I still have relationships with and friendships with that are now like our parents' age.
Mm-hmm.
And even younger, like older, I'll just say older than us.
Older than us, so they would be in their 50s.
Yeah, 50, 60, year olds.
Mm-hmm.
So when we were
Yeah.
coming up, they were in their 20s, 30s, 40s,
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, but they still have that same mentality. Like, it's just like they embrace everybody. They even let me tell you, there were even straight black boys and straight black girls in these houses back in the day. It wasn't just a gay thing.
Mm-hmm.
They embraced
because you're looking for a place of love.
That's
You were looking
exactly
for a place to be comfortable, a place to fit in.
right.
But it's so much like tension and like
It's tension and competition now, and that's what they will say. They will say we can't get with these younger.
So what it proves to me is this:
Mhm.
you were never authentic in your relationship that you had with black women.
You couldn't have been if you
Because
have that.
the only thing that has changed is now surgery is readily available. So now it's more like, oh, I don't need to like be your friend and hang out with you because now I'm better than you.
Yeah.
Because I can get the same ass you got. I can get the same boobs you got.
Right.
Oh, your nose look like that, I can go get it too. Oh, you get weave down your back, I'm gonna get it too. So now they have put themselves in competition with women who ain't even in competition with them.
And we'll be the first one, and Funky Dineva is one of them. We'll be the first one to say, no, that's not the issue, but it is the issue. That's what we're seeing. Yeah.
Your behavior proves that it's the issue.
Mm-hmm.
Again, and I heard somebody say that, I don't know if we talked about it, but they made a comment like, oh yeah, because when it was the whole cisgender women, or yeah, because women will be upset when we're able to do this, and it's like, no, the fuck we won't. Tell me point at the person who told.
Exactly. That's what I want to know. I want to know who told. I want to know exactly who told you that.
Who's leading you all to believe that? Because it is a lie.
Right. Because let me say this, and the sad thing is, gay black men have always been heterosexual, cisgendered black women's biggest cheerleader, and vice versa. We have always had.
Or were they?
And that's what I'm getting to. That's what it seemed like. And maybe I'm just speaking from back in the day. That's what it looks like in this newer generation, which Funky Dineva is only a couple years younger than us, but he has a very young mentality, you can tell.
So is he younger than us? Because then I heard somebody say like, oh, he's older than me.
Well, I think he's like 41. So he's like a year or two younger than us.
Okay. So yeah, he's not that.
He's an older queen. Yeah, so he's not young.
No.
So he came. So that's why I think a lot of things that, yeah, he may mean it. He very well may mean it, but I think a lot of it is shock value. And I think that he thought that he was going to, jump on the comedy train with this. And which I said, I don't understand, because I don't really pay that much attention to Chloe and Halle. I never really did. I know who they are. I like some of their music, and of course I support Halle. She's going to be in The New Color Purple. And, of course she was the Little Mermaid. So yeah, I mean, they're doing their thing, but I never really followed their careers. But
no,
a lot of people have a problem with Chloe. And I don't really want to say a lot of people, but I've heard people make comments about Chloe.
I think, and I can say it as a person who, I write people off in a hot second.
Mm-hmm.
God forgive me. I love everybody, but I'm just not. I don't have my tolerance for people that's kind of low.
Exactly.
She is a bit over sexualized for me.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah. And I think what it almost feels like is like she is the younger version of Beyonce. But
Mm-hmm.
because she is Beyonce growing up in this age,
Right.
she's more naked than
Yeah.
Beyonce.
Yeah. Because she got to compete
So
with the other girls.
yeah, so she's, and it's just, to me, it's another Lizzo effect.
Mm-hmm.
Her her abilities and her voice um outweighs, to me, the things that she does. Like, I don't know why you do that.
Right.
I
Because
don't
you
know
don't
why
have
you want to
to.
be naked, humping the ground and shit.
Mm-hmm. And
You
see
know,
that.
it's one of those things that me
Yeah.
talked about, where women complain about society over sexualizing them, but then you do it to yourself. So it's
Right.
one of those things. Like, she's so gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
She does have an amazing body,
Right.
but it's like, again, I'm a broken record. I just don't understand when it became for everybody. And
Mm-hmm.
she uses it to, I don't even know what it's accomplishing, because I don't know. What has it accomplished? I
Right.
don't know.
Right. Because I mean, look where you at.
Because your sister is getting more work than you.
Yeah.
So, and she's the sweet, angelic one.
And that guy she might be with, we might not know who he is and what he does, and people
But
may
he
have
could be sweet as pie for that girl.
exact. That's where I was going.
You know,
So
we don't
we
know.
don't
And that's
know.
something else. And that girl who did the video about Quentin's disrespect,
Mm-hmm.
she said, what did she point out? Darn, I lost my train of thought. Because what did I just say?
You said the
Because
girl who did
she's
the one that you sent me that video, that TikTok video.
oh, because he made a comment like, let us, girl, go ahead and tell us you pregnant. Go on and let us enjoy the pregnancy with you. What the fuck?
I mean, what?
See, this is why celebrities are, we call them weird, but
Mm-hmm.
we see why. This is
Yeah.
why when Beyonce is not performing on stage, she's on a boat
You don't hear
in the
shit from
water.
Beyonce. You don't hear as big as
This,
she is. You don't
this is
hear
why they're in
nothing.
the water,
Mm-hmm.
because y'all think that they owe you an explanation for everything.
Right.
They already give you their talent.
Mm-hmm.
They already give you their hard work and their dedication to put out good music. And I never remember us caring about, if it didn't get printed in Vibe magazine
Mm-hmm.
and Right On, it wasn't in our business.
And see, and the thing was, like, the artists we grew up in, they didn't release albums every year.
No.
So they
Heck
weren't
no.
putting out new music. They may have been on a soundtrack, in between, or been featured on somebody else's song. But when they weren't
No.
promoting their album or out on tour, you didn't see them.
No.
And we didn't have social media. We didn't have Twitter and
You saw them on like the cover of Essence, and I speak from
exactly.
following Mary J. Blige. So
Mm-hmm.
you would see her on the cover of Essence,
Right.
Ebony. You would see her in Hype Hair.
Mm-hmm.
You might see her in Vibe magazine. You might catch her on Video Soul.
Right.
You might catch her here and there.
Here and
But they
there.
were not engrossed in their private lives.
No.
If they went to a premiere and Aaliyah would take a picture with them and Dash, we
Mm-hmm.
always knew who that bitch was because they had that necklace on. If we
Okay.
knew they had that necklace on, we was like, oh, so they dating.
Right.
But
Right.
you like constantly like, oh my God, were they? Nobody. This how I know y'all ain't got no lives.
No lives, and how social media has just ruined y'all. You think you
Like,
have access to everybody.
and it makes you feel like you're entitled to know.
That's what it is. And
You
especially
don't have the right of possession to any person.
and especially when you make your career like somebody like Funky Dineva, where you need that engagement, that you need to know what these people are doing at
Mm,
all times so you can have a check coming in.
mm, mm, mm. I don't like them.
No, and so I guess after the backlash he got, well deserved. He was it was obvious a forced apology because he was very, sarcastic and distant during the apology, which he shouldn't have just did. He shouldn't even did it.
No, you listen. You in that business,
Mm-hmm.
and if those are your feelings and that's what you think, stand on it and be
Right.
ready for us to call you ugly every chance you get.
Exactly.
If you out here talking about people's looks and you dogging that girl, be ready for the
Right,
backlash.
and that's the thing. He's still getting backlash because even after his forced apology, that obviously the producers made him do, after his forced apology, he basically just doubled down on what he said in the first place. So it wasn't even necessary.
And now that we're just talking about this, I don't know what made me just pop in my head.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to spend 120 seconds on Irv Gotti.
Oh Lord, yes, get it. Irv,
So,
damn Gotti,
if you do not get in a therapist chair immediately,
ASAP.
because the fact that you are obsessed with Ashanti, I don't, and Ashanti's a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
Um, but baby, that life is no more.
I mean, how long ago was that?
Oh my God, 20 years at least.
I mean, she's been with
I
Nelly,
swear, I'm
broke
sorry.
up with
I
Nelly,
swear, I
and
just saw what was her first Ashanti one of her first album.
yeah, it was Ashanti, I think, wasn't it?
I swear, I just saw a 20-year thing for
Ye-
that
I
album.
think it did. I think it came out in
It was
03.
like last month.
I believe it did come out in 03. Yeah.
I'm like, are you kidding me with this Earth? And you're really embarrassing Deb. Like,
Yeah, I
ain't
mean,
you made a damn fool out of her enough?
why do you keep going back to it? It's like, is your ego that shallow, that sensitive to where you have to keep talking about a relationship that you had with somebody who is not thinking about you? Because, like I just said, Ashanti has been in a very public relationship with Nelly. They broke up and they're back together.
An
So,
affair, not a relationship. You had an affair.
affair.
Those are the things that we keep
Right.
private.
Well, no, I wasn't saying he had a relationship with. I said Ashanti and Nelly.
No, but this whole situation with him
He's
and
making it seem.
Ashanti,
Yeah.
it shouldn't even be discussed in the light of day.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
you have no respect. You don't have any respect for yourself.
Mm-mm.
You don't have any respect for your children that
No.
you created in a marriage
In
with your
America.
wife
Right.
while you were somewhere else sleeping with that girl.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I
he
mean,
is what I think about when I think about men from New York.
listen, and the
Him.
thing, he's prime example. And the thing is, he's also now he's mad at his friends, namely he called out Fat Joe and said
That's what made me bring this up.
he said that Fat Joe's not his friend no more, basically.
Because Fat Joe, see, and you know what I can't stand?
Oh shit.
This is what really bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't understand why we don't want to be held accountable for stuff.
I mean,
I wake up every day with the intent to hold myself accountable for every little thing that I do.
right.
And I do hold myself accountable.
Mm-hmm.
If it's nothing I've learned in this past year, and I just said this to myself yesterday, I was this close to posting it. I don't want to be around people who are not accountable anymore.
You can't. I mean, no.
I don't have desire to have a relationship with them
Mm-hmm.
because it's just, I don't think you can have an honest relationship with them
No.
because nothing is ever their fault.
Because let me tell
They
you
are
something.
never offensive.
Never. My friends are the first ones, and I said friends, not just people I know, not associates. My friends are the ones that will put me in check the quickest than anybody else, and that's what you need. If you out
As
here,
they should.
yeah, they should, and vice versa. I will do it too.
Yeah.
And it's just like if you can't take it, then then that's what I put on the post. I'm just like, if you can't take your friends calling you out on stuff, like, I mean, come on now, Irv. I
He just
mean,
plain out told him, "Do you being a sucker? This is whack.
yeah, it's whack.
This is whack for real. Like, let this go."
And then you get on here whining about it, and you sounding
Like,
even more like a sucker.
I mean, you ain't been with no other women since then.
I mean,
Ain't no other woman meant nothing to you since then.
I mean,
Oh my god.
I don't understand. I really don't. And the crazy thing is, as much as I was invested in, as ridiculous as it was when that story first came out and it was circulating around and everything, I forgot about it
And
until
he
last
gonna
week.
walk Susie his ass up in here.
So now you mad at he ain't my friend no more because he called me a sucker. You
Oh
are.
yeah, because we 7 and I give a fuck about you being my friend.
Exactly. I mean, basically.
Baby, it's not 97. It's not 96. It ain't 2001. It ain't
Right.
2002. You ain't got no pool out here no more.
Mm-mm. No. Because who the hell's on Murder Inc. now? Is Murder Inc. even still a thing?
And that don't exist. The feds probably shut all that shit down.
Shit.
Baby, when did he go to jail or his brother went to jail?
I think his brother went. I don't think Irv ever
Baby,
went.
that's over. That is over. And if it is, I wouldn't advise anybody be associated with it.
No. Well, you see, Ja Rule and Ashanti, they doing their own thing. They went on their own little tour. Or I don't know if they did a tour, but I know they did some shows together.
Yeah, they did do some shows together.
Yeah. So, and I don't think that had anything to do with, obviously not, because I know Ashanti ain't working with them. So I know it ain't had nothing to do with Irv.
He ain't.
No. Oh my gosh. Yeah,
That boy needs help.
He seriously needs help because your children have to be grown now. And you've been with your wife for all these years.
They are grown and embarrassed.
Grown and embarrassed because you're a damn fool. Oh my gosh.
And last but not least,
I know where this is going.
Your president had a mug shot now.
Child, a mug shot and a lion rap sheet, honey. His rap sheet was full with lies, fairy tales,
Gail got on
fantasy.
Gail got on TV and said, if he 215 pounds, I'm 102.
Listen, soaking wet, baby.
What?
When she said that, I hollered because I thought the same thing. I was like, if he's 215, I'm 115 soaking wet. Let's not do that.
He said he was 215, baby.
Baby,
with
strawberry blonde
hair. What that dude say? Y'all want to be bad bitches so bad, man.
So
Even
bad.
I don't understand it.
Child, it was like when I saw that rap sheet, I was like, the first thing I saw was 6'3". I said, okay, I don't think he's 6'3". I know he's tall, but I don't think he's 6'3".
Yeah, he's tall because Barron is tall.
Yeah.
I feel like somebody looked up Barron's height.
He's like 6'7", I think.
Yeah, and I think they said he's like 6'7".
Yeah,
so I think that woman is tall too.
Yeah, she's tall.
So he's not too tall, parents.
Yeah, so I can see that now. I was like, okay, 6'3", okay, I'll give him that. But then I saw that
I'll give him 6'3" because I feel like my work husband is 6'3".
Mm-hmm. And
so he probably is that tall, but that boy ain't 215.
No. When I saw that 215, I was like, my ass. Stop it.
He ain't 215 because I feel like my work husband is 230. I feel like he like 237. And Trump is his back so wide.
6'3" and 215, that's like Steph Curry.
Listen.
And you see how little Steph Curry is. Steph Curry may be about 200, maybe 190, but just put about 15 more pounds on Steph Curry. That's what Donald Trump's saying he is.
His imagination.
Child. I mean, girl.
Running away with him. That's what it's doing.
That's what it's doing.
But they gonna keep playing with Fanni. Fanni not playing. Her name is Fanni. Okay.
First of all, that there.
That is a 1862 name.
Listen,
like, Fanni is not playing.
So she's old school. Regardless of how old she is, with her name being Fanni, she was raised old school and she is sticking to it.
And that's your further. What y'all call each other? Y'all alumnus? Did she go to Hampton?
Yep, she went to Hampton. So yep. Mm-hmm. So she really don't play no damn games. Y'all can mess with Hampton if y'all want to. We don't play no. I'm gonna tell
y'all right now. Fanni said, if you don't show up here at Toy House on Friday, I'm going to send a warrant out for your arrest. I was laughing. I told Ronnie, I said, she ain't playing.
She ain't playing.
That was before he turned himself in. I said, I'm telling you, she's not playing. I said, and let me tell you how you know she's not playing. Out of the 11 people who had already turned themselves in, I said, I'm sure about 7 of them got law degrees.
Oh
You see,
yeah.
Giuliani came.
He came real quick.
He know the law.
Yeah.
He know that they is in serious
He
trouble.
can try to play all he wants to, but he knows what it is. He knows what to
Those are
do.
RICO charges. That's not
Yeah.
no game. That's not nothing you play with.
Well, that's why, like all the ones that were attorneys, they turned themselves in first.
Listen, because they're not dumb. Like, come on, they're not stupid. I told Ronnie that. I said, I'm gonna tell you. I said, out of all them 11 people, I bet I didn't know for a fact. I said, but I bet you about 7 of them is lawyers.
At
That's
least.
why they came.
Yeah.
They knew she wasn't playing.
Yeah, because when I was going through that first set of mugshots, it was about maybe like 6 or 7 of them, and at least 4 or 5 of them were attorneys. And
I'm telling you.
yeah.
Listen, they said, let me go on and get this over.
And then the two black ones, they're still in jail. I think I know the guy is. I don't know about the woman who was R. Kelly's former publicist and Kanye's former publicist or whatever. It may still be his publicist, knowing Kanye, but
I think they did say that was his former publicist.
okay.
And she was the one who was intimidating those 2 poll workers.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Baby.
Child, I was just like, I mean, they are. She's playing, and then the funny thing is, like the people who live in Atlanta and who are watching the news every day, they said that this is the most they've watched the news when she comes on and gives her little, update, or when they talk about something that's going on with her in this case and what's happening, and they just say, basically, her whole tone is, "Play with me if you want to." I mean, it's
Let
just
me
like,
tell y'all how y'all know she's serious, because y'all's favorite rappers, YFL, what's they called? Young Fly Nigga, or YFN?
girl,
and then YSL, ain't that the Young Thug, his group?
Yeah.
So she locked both of them up.
Yeah.
Since they have been locked up, they said the murder rate in Atlanta has dropped 35%.
So you think that child, stop it. She ain't.
If she ain't scared to lock up
She
black
ain't
people,
scared to yeah.
who got cool and who was out on the streets killing people,
Mm-hmm.
clearly killing people. I don't know why y'all think she care about that man.
Right. Oh, and sidebar real quick. It's still on topic now that you brought up Young Thug and them. So Young Thug's dad was out here picketing, talking about that if Trump could get bail or bond, whatever the hell he got, it's all the same to me. If he got bond, then why can't his son get bond? Your son killed people, numerous people.
Downtown for a murder.
I mean,
most homicides, you don't get a bond.
Exactly.
And if you do, the bond is extremely high.
Right.
Anywhere from $1 million to $3 million.
Mm-hmm.
All they gonna do is set a bond that you can't pay.
That's it. Yeah. So he needs to sit down somewhere. These fathers just like the same thing with what's the little short dude that was convicted for shooting Meg?
Oh my God.
His daddy. Just talking stuff about Jay-Z and them and everything. I'm like, what the fuck?
Charleston White said it best though. He said, and he was questioning the case, but he brought out a point. Once you didn't take the plea deal and you took it to trial, and then people found you guilty, because whoever was interviewing him was like, but don't you think it's a lot of cloudiness? He said, homie. Them people convicted him. He guilty. In the state of California, you shot a human.
Yeah.
You gotta go to the penitentiary. Like, I don't know what y'all think this is.
Right.
But you gotta go to jail. Y'all would stop letting these people lead y'all to prison.
Right. Or is y'all gonna be right in there with y'all's president right up in there?
And can I just say something to the people in Columbus, Ohio, to the mothers?
Child.
Can y'all please get y'all's kids?
I mean,
please get them. And I was literally just having a conversation with somebody from high school about this, because she always send me like, what's going on. She got a child, but she got 2 kids. Her oldest is in college. And she was like, when she sent me the information, it said the kid was 13 that killed another child. And I said, the first question I always ask, where is your mother?
Exactly.
When you are 13, I said, I wasn't allowed to go anywhere by myself at 13. I was still walking around the mall with my parents at 15.
Listen, so why are you out by yourself? Well, with your friends, And not only that, why do you have a gun?
With why are you outside with no supervision? I
Yeah.
said I had to ask permission to go everywhere
Right.
until I graduated from high school and I lived on the campus.
Basically, yeah.
And I had a car
Mm-hmm.
senior year of high school. And I still had to say, hey, mom, can I go?
Right.
Y'all just get up
Just
and
get up and
don't
go.
ask. You
No.
just say, I'm going to be back. I'm finna go
Mm-hmm.
over so and so's house. That's what is happening right now.
Right. And it wasn't only one 13-year-old. Both suspects they said were 13.
Yeah, it was two. That's what I'm saying. So when your son left the house, where did he tell you he was going?
Right.
Because he was at the Easton.
Yeah, he was at Easton.
Did
Yeah,
you
at
drop
the
him
mall.
off up there?
Probably caught
Like,
the
how did
bus.
he get there?
Probably caught the bus.
Oh my God. So you let your 13-year-old get on the public bus?
Oh, that ain't nothing, girl. You
Baby.
should see these bus stops around here now. They got, I mean,
No, baby. No.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
My kid is getting, in the city of Dayton, they're real stupid. They don't provide transportation for high school kids.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to ride the public bus to high
Yeah.
school.
Mm-hmm.
My baby got to get a ride back and forth to school.
Right.
I don't agree with that.
No, I don't either.
You think I'm going to let her stand? Hold on. And not only do they make them get on the public bus,
Mm-hmm.
so back in the day, you could catch, like, me and Big Mama would get on a bus and take the number 9. You used to could get on that 9 from Big Mama's house, and I could ride it to my grandmother's. I never did it, but I know that the bus
You
did
could.
do that.
Right.
So now they got to take these kids downtown to a hub.
Mm-hmm.
So that means when they get on the bus from school, like the public buses be in front of the school waiting on them.
Right.
They get on the bus. The bus does not take them directly home. It takes them downtown to the hub. They have to then catch a connector bus and then take that bus home.
Wow.
You got to be crazy.
That's
you
crazy.
got to be crazy.
That's like back in the day. Like, I mean, my grandmother told me she grew up on 2nd Avenue, like 2nd and 4th, around that way, around that area. She went to high school. They bused them to Central High School, which now is the new COSI.
Okay, yeah.
So she had to go, even though I thought East was closer, even North High was closer.
East would have been closer.
But people who lived over there, they went to Central. So so she had to catch the city bus, but this was in the 50s.
Was it because they were black?
I don't know. Because I know, like, I mean, that area was predominantly black back in the day.
You said grandmother?
Yeah, my grandmother. Yeah.
School was still segregated then, I think.
No, it wasn't. No, because because Central was predominantly white, but they had quite a few black students that went there at this time. Yeah. Now, but if you went to like Linden was predominantly white at the time. And what else was around? North High was predominantly white, and East was black. And South was basically like Central. They were predominantly white, but they had a lot of black students too.
Yeah, all my daddies and his brothers and sisters, they went to East.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's where my grandfather went. Yep.
East was black.
East was black completely. Yeah, I don't even think they had any white folks at East.
I had a professor in college who went to East. Like,
I got my grandfather's East High hat. Matter of fact, it's sitting right there. It's decor now, sitting right there on my office. Class of 54.
I really just would love for these. I would really love for parents to like tell your kids no.
Yeah, they're scared of them.
No, and it's a school night. No,
it was a damn Sunday evening.
He should have been in the house.
My brother works at a restaurant. He works there on the weekends. My baby brother. He make a little extra money. He works there on the weekends, and he texts my mom, and because she called me to make sure I wasn't going over to Easton because she knows I basically live at Easton.
Right.
So I was like, nah, I'm in. I'm in for the day. So. But yeah, it was like after 6:00, and he texted her and said that there's an active shooter at Easton. Tell them, make sure nobody comes up here. They got us shut down. They got us locked in the restaurant, basically. So, yeah, and then the people, like, there were a couple people who were actually news anchors here. One of them was in a movie at the movie theater, and they said that the police came in with rifles in the movie theater.
Oh my god.
telling people, you have to evacuate right now because there's an active
Y'all need to
shooter.
open the neighborhood malls back up.
Listen,
And they ain't doing nothing but closing more of them.
closing more of them.
Keep that shit in the neighborhood. Like,
We don't
it
have
don't need to be in places like at Easton.
no. See that, and they get too fancy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Tuttle's really gone downhill. Tuttle was like the
Yeah.
first one that we had. Polaris is still jumping. In Easton, that's all we really have here now. I mean, back in the day, we had Westland Mall, we had Northland Mall, we had Eastland Mall. We
Mhm.
had Westerville had that little mall in there. We had
Oh yeah,
City
is that
Center.
gone?
Oh, that's been gone, girl. Yeah, they done
I used
closed
to.
all that
That's
in
where
and
Talbot's was. Where that little.
mm-hmm.
It's like it was like across the street from Buca de Pepo's.
Yep.
Like you have to. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So yeah,
Damn, that
that's
little shopping center gone.
yeah. All that is
Mm.
gone, and all we really have now is Tuttle, which Tuttle is. I say Tuttle's the new Westland Mall because even though Westland Mall was still open, like when we were growing up, it was still open. But if you couldn't
You
find
never
nothing,
went there.
you
People
never
did not
went
go
there. But every time, like if I was going to get like a starter coat or something, and it was sold out at
there. Oh, you could
Northland or
always find it
Eastland,
there.
you could find it at Westland. And that's how Tuttle is now. You know what
Mm.
I mean? It's just like, and remember when Tuttle Mall first opened, that was like, the
Oh God, we
ish.
used to love to go there.
Yeah,
We went in
because
that one store. Is it called Brooks or something like that? And I think they sell like men's clothes or like suits.
oh yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
thought
I
we
know
was
what you're
extra
talking about.
fancy
Yeah,
because they were like, "Would you like a water or a Coke?"
child,
I was like,
listen,
"Yes, please. I want a Coke. I ain't buying shit. Give me the Coke."
listen. And if I would have known about Nene Leak's little thing back then, I would have said yes. I wanted it in a wine glass.
Listen, and pour my shit in a wine glass.
Yes,
But yeah, it
baby.
was like very Tuttle was nice.
Yeah, and I mean,
Tuttle was like Northland Mall, but it was like
mm,
elevated.
yeah, exactly. Yep. And I mean, the last like neighborhood mall they closed was Eastland, and Eastland was going downhill for years. I was surprised that they still, hung on. But
Man.
yeah, so it's just like the kids don't have a lot of options, you
But
know.
okay, so now the person who sent me the information said,
Hmm.
she said, but you know what, Tia Keisha? It used to be when we were growing up, we didn't have any resources. It
Yeah.
was a thing where there was nothing for kids to do. She
Hmm.
said, but now we have resources. She
Yeah.
said, all these recreation centers are opening
Yeah.
up. She's like, there are activities for the kids,
Hmm.
like men, like there are coaches,
Yep.
there are black firefighters, like there are guys who are willing to mentor
Oh, there
these
are so
kids.
many mentor programs out here. Oh my,
She
it's
said they are
crazy.
basically choosing to
Yeah.
do this and choosing to be this way.
Hmm.
Child, we're gonna just give it to God
Listen, that's
because
all we can do. And they will
they gonna
go.
people gonna start leaving Columbus.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the sad thing because it's just like the thing is, black folks are going to start leaving Columbus, but the white
Yep.
folks are going to they're going to keep coming in.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Because they view us as the problem. And
yeah,
if black people are the shooters, they are the problem.
yeah,
It's one of those situations, and I hate to say this.
mm-hmm.
Oh my God, I be so embarrassed
Oh,
sometimes.
embarrassed as hell.
Oh my God. Like I hate watching one of my crime shows on ID
Mm-hmm.
and it'd be like, I'd be like, please don't let this killer be black.
The girl, listen, it,
Just like just recently, the Springfield the bus got hit on the first day of
yeah,
school.
yeah, yeah. I
And
saw that.
damn if he wasn't
He
black.
was black. Yep.
And he was like, he had to be African because he needs a translator. I think he's
Mm.
Somalian or
I
something
just
like
saw a picture of him. So yeah,
yeah,
he
he
did look.
doesn't
Yeah, I
speak
think he.
English.
Yeah.
So he has like no clue what's going on. He had a
Uh-uh.
translator sitting beside him, but you could tell like he's not really like aware. And they made a point to say like he does not have an American driver's license.
See.
So he has a license in his country.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just thinking like, oh, here we go. This is
Right.
gonna be more push to they're gonna vote Trump in that office.
Oh yeah. And that's
They
what I keep
gonna
telling people. I'm like, yeah, we joking about the mugshot and all that stuff and everything because it's so ridiculous.
because people still want to vote for him.
Yeah,
It
I
don't
mean,
matter
they
what we
said
say.
after his mugshot was released, within 24 hours he raised $7 million.
Girl,
He is the front. Now I didn't watch the Republican debate.
I wasn't watching that
wasn't
either.
watching that shit. But people said that it was like watching. they said they didn't even give it like high school debate. They said that would have been too good.
Mm. The only person up there who I would remotely think about voting for is Chris Christie.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have to hear
He
what he
would
said.
Yeah, I would have to hear
I've
what
known
he
enough
said.
about you.
As long as he's not kissing Trump's ass, Chris Christie makes sense.
Yeah, he would be the because what y'all again, this is the last point I'm gonna make, and we're gonna go. If y'all really are trying to convince us as a people that the two front runners from each campaign are damn near 80-year-old men, I'm not buying that. I'm sorry.
No, I mean,
You're telling me it ain't no 45 or 50-year-olds?
right. And see, the sad thing is, what I think it is, even people who are younger, like I would say like 50 and up, they're scared to get younger people in office, even people their age, because so many of them want to keep these old school values, and they feel like the only people who are going to be able to continue those values are older people, and that's who people are going to vote for. They're scared, they're terrified.
It's
That's what it
because, like they
is.
say, the people who vote the most are the
Mhm.
oldest.
Yep.
That's the real problem.
Mhm.
We done bamboozle people into believing their vote don't count and you shouldn't vote and don't do this and don't do that. Now the only people voting are 70 and over.
Yeah.
What a tangle web we weave when we try to
Listen.
smuggle the weed, in the words of Whitney.
I don't understand. I don't get it.
Well, all right. This is a
Yeah.
great show.
Yes, it
Very
was.
quick, to the point. We pray that you guys have a great week because
Mhm.
life is hard.
It
Shit.
is. Well, let me say something positive real quick, and then we'll continue with the closing. But I want to shout out the John Effect podcast. Now, remember, I did his show back in February.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks you are hilarious. He every time he'll like little like he'll on threads he'll like he reposts us all the time, and I mean, and he was just like, tell Keisha she is hilarious. And I said, yeah,
Oh,
she be have.
John.
I told him, I said, sometimes I gotta mute myself because like she'll just say something and I'll just be
And I'll
like,
be dead
damn.
serious, John. I don't really be playing.
That's what makes it so damn funny.
I'll be dead
Yeah,
serious.
but and the thing is, like, I've never met John in person. We just have like we've been like Instagram friends, and then it just like built up for years, and then like he started doing a podcast and I followed that, and then he started following me doing my podcast, and then of course I was on his, and when I get my life together I would love to have him on mine. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so it's but yeah, I just wanted to give him a shout out because he's a huge supporter, and he has a like a dedicated following. People love John, so and I just wanted to let you know that he just thinks you are a fool and
Um,
hilarious. So
I'm
yeah.
going to come listen to your podcast, fellas.
Yeah, the John Effect podcast. So make sure y'all
Oh,
check
yes. I'm
him
going to check
out.
it out.
Yeah.
So, as always, you can find us at girl_you-know-what on Instagram, at Wellness and Women, at DannieBSpeaks, and at the Pink Box DKB. We appreciate your listens, your comments, your input. We love you guys to death. We want you to have the best week possible, and we'll talk to you later.
Yes, we will. Bye, everybody.
Bye.